Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to study the Reformation and Counter-Reformation, okay? This is maybe the most difficult part of the unit, so I really need you to pay attention today, okay? We're going to study the Reformation made by this man, Martin Luther, okay? And then the Counter-Reformation, which was the response or the answer to the Reformation of Luther from the church, the Catholic Church, okay? Let's go with the first one. Reformation. We're going to start first with the Reformation, and then remember that the Counter-Reformation was the answer to the Reformation, okay? Reformation, okay. What is the Reformation? The Reformation is a religious movement, okay? And this happened in the 16th century in Europe, okay? It's basically a criticism of the Catholic Church. Do you know what criticism means? That's right, una crítica. ¿Vale? Es una crítica a la Iglesia Católica. So the Reformation, remember, is a religious movement in the 16th century in Europe that criticizes the Catholic Church. Okay? Now, the higher clergy usually lived a life of luxury. Do you know the meaning of luxury? That's right, lujo. So the higher clergy usually lived a life of luxury, and priests sometimes did not do their pastoral work. They did not do their job, okay? Indulgences were ordered by the Pope very frequently. Remember the word indulgence? That's right, indulgencias, when they forgive your sins, okay? There were made a lot of indulgences. And the Bible, do you know what the Bible is, right? Yes, the Holy Bible, the holy book of the Catholic Church. The Bible spread to more people thanks to the printing press, remember? So more people can also criticize the church, okay? So this is one of the problems. When the Bible is spread, extend or expand to more people, thanks to the printing press, more people now can also criticize the church, okay? More people can become critical of the church, all right? So, what happened in 1517 is that a German monk, remember what a monk is, right? A religious person who lives in a monastery, okay? And who's normally part of a religious order, okay? Well, this monk, Martin Luther, okay, published the 95 Theses in which he criticized the corruption of the church. So Martin Luther, he's a Catholic man, he's a monk, but he's going to publish the 95 Theses, okay, and he is going to criticize the Catholic Church. He's going to criticize all the things that he doesn't like about the Catholic Church, okay? And this is going to become very important because this is the beginning of Protestantism, okay? Now, do not confuse, please. Martin Luther, he is the monk who published the 95 Theses, okay, criticizing the church, and he lived from 1483 to 1546, okay? Do not confuse with Martin Luther King, okay? Martin Luther King is a man who was an activist in the United States, okay, from 1929 to 1968. Okay, do not confuse these two characters, please. They're very different, okay, and from two different periods. ¿Vale? Cuidado. Este es Lutero, Martin Luther en inglés, pero Martín Lutero se traduce su nombre en castellano, ¿vale? Que es el que en el siglo XVI publica las 95 tesis, como hemos visto, criticando a la Iglesia, ¿vale? Que esto va a formar un gran revuelo, porque este es el que comienza la Reforma, el protestantismo, y este es Martin Luther King, ¿vale? Este es un activista estadounidense que fue bastante posterior, si os dais cuenta, ¿vale? Con los años del siglo XX, y este fue el que defendía los derechos de los ciudadanos, ¿vale? Y es el famoso, su frase más famosa es la de I have a dream, ¿no? Y era yo tengo un sueño, ¿no? I have a dream. Era un activista estadounidense que luchaba mucho por los derechos de los ciudadanos, sobre todo en contra del racismo, ¿vale? No los confundáis, porfa. Okay, let's continue. So after Luther published his 95 Theses criticizing the church, he was excommunicated. Remember this word? That's right, he's cut off of the rights of the church. He's out of the Catholic Church, okay? So he was excommunicated by the Pope, and his followers. Do you know what followers means? I hope you do. Followers es una palabra muy utilizada ahora, ¿verdad? Sus seguidores, his followers, called Lutherans or Protestants, left the Catholic Church. Okay? So Luther was expelled, excommunicated by the Pope, and his followers also left the Catholic Church with him. Okay? He had many followers. Other doctrines outside Catholicism, like Calvinism or Anglicanism, also began to rise. ¿Sabéis lo que significa rise? Eso es, empezaron a aumentar, empezaron a ascender. Okay? So, Luther was excommunicated by the Pope, and his followers followed Lutherans. Okay? He followed Luther, and they also left the Catholic Church. Other doctrines outside Catholicism, like Calvinism and Anglicanism, which we're going to study now, also began to rise. ¿Okay? Empieza esto a cambiar un poco el panorama del catolicismo. Empieza a haber otras corrientes como el calvinismo o el anglicanismo, que ahora lo explicamos. ¿Vale? Recordad que Lutero fue excomulgado, ¿vale? Fue expulsado de la Iglesia Católica, y sus followers pues hicieron lo propio, que es seguirlo. Lo siguieron. ¿Ok? Lutheranism. Vamos a ver en qué consiste esta corriente. Lutheranism. People are saved by their faith and not their works. ¿Ok? Ellos defendían que la gente se salvaba por la fe, no por sus obras. And Christians can reach God directly through prayer. What is prayer? Eso es la oración. Podían llegar a Dios directamente a través de la oración. And they are free to read and interpret the Bible themselves. Es decir, los luteranos defienden que cada uno puede leer e interpretar la Biblia por sí mismo. ¿Okay? The cult to the Virgin, for example, and saints should be eliminated. They don't believe in the cult to the Virgin or saints. Okay? These are the features of Lutheranism. Okay? People are saved by their faith, not their works. You can reach God directly through prayer when you pray, and you are free to read and interpret the Bible yourself. And they think that the Virgin and the saints should be eliminated. Okay? Let's talk about Calvinism now. Okay? This is Calvin, the person who started. Okay? They believe in predestination. Okay? They believe that people are destined by God to be saved or not, and that their actions don't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do in your life because you are predestined by God. Okay? To prevent believers from committing sins, if everyone thinks this way, they think that they should be controlled and censored. ¿Okay? Claro, ellos creen en la predestinación, en el predestino. Es decir, que la gente está destinada ya y que las acciones no importan. Entonces, claro, tienen que controlar y censurar a la población para que no cometan pecados. ¿Okay? This is Calvinism. Okay, and finally, Anglicanism, okay? The other current that started in this period of time. Now, this was started by the King Henry VIII. This is the King of England, okay? Este es el rey de Inglaterra. He broke the relationship with Rome, with the Vatican, when the Pope refused to accept his divorce. He wanted to get a divorce. He was married to Catherine of Aragon, which is a Spanish woman, okay, a Spanish queen. He was from Spain, and he wanted to get a divorce. But the Pope said, no, you're not getting a divorce. So the king became now the head of the church in England. He decided not to follow the Pope anymore, and he became the head of the church. Okay? Anglicanism is a mix of Catholicism and what the Lutherans also think. Okay? It's like a mix. And he started refusing what the Pope was saying, because now he is the head of the church. Okay, let's talk about now the Counter-Reformation. Remember, this is the answer of the Catholic Church to all these new movements and currents and critics, okay, from Lutherans or Calvinism or Anglicanism. Okay, so this is the answer. What are they going to do with all this criticism that they're suffering in the last years? Okay, so the Counter-Reformation was a reform movement of the Catholic Church. Remember, this is the answer of the Catholic Church, okay, to the Reformation. The objective, the goal is to revive the church and resist all this Protestantism and all this criticism, okay? So between 1545 and 1563, the Council of Trent, a meeting, okay, they met to confirm traditional Catholic doctrines and introduce some reforms, okay? They want to avoid the Protestants from spreading, okay? No quieren que se expanda el protestantismo. Por eso, en el Concilio de Trento se crean unas reformas, okay? They start reforms and they defend the traditional Catholic Church, okay? What decisions did they make? Well, they made a lot of decisions. Let's go one by one, okay? Number one, the authority of the Pope is untouchable. They confirm the authority of the Pope. Everyone confirms the authority of the Pope, and everyone knows that the Pope is the highest member of the Catholic Church, okay? And everyone must respect the Pope. Okay, they also confirmed the Catholic Church traditional doctrine, okay? They confirm the traditional doctrine of the Catholic Church. They also create catechism. Remember the catechism? That's right, it was a text, it was a book that explained the traditional doctrine of the Catholic Church, okay? And this was introduced to spread the Catholic doctrine, okay? It was some rules, okay, in a book to spread the Catholic doctrines, okay? Another important thing, they created seminaries. Remember seminaries? That's right, the school for priests, okay? So priests can learn how to do their pastoral work in seminaries, okay? Another thing they did, bishops were ordered to live in their dioceses, okay? Do you remember dioceses? This is the territory that a bishop controls, okay? Sometimes the bishops do not live where they have their dioceses because they lived a more luxury life somewhere else. But now they have to live in their dioceses, okay? And finally, they did some measures to guarantee the morality of the clergy. ¿Okay? Estas son medidas para garantizar que el clero, la moral del clero, ¿vale? Para introducir moral en el clero, ¿ok? Para que no hicieran cometieran acciones que no fueran del todo correctas para que no los criticaran. Okay, so these are all the decisions that the Council of Trent made. Okay, the modernization of this church also affected some religious orders. Okay, some of them were reformed, like las Carmelitas, the Carmelites, under Saint Teresa of Jesus, and also new orders were created, like the Society of Jesus, which is la Compañía de Jesús, los jesuitas, founded by Ignacio de Loyola. Okay? The Jesuits in English. They helped to spread the ideas of the Counter-Reformation. Okay? And finally, Europe was divided with all of this. Europe was divided in two blocks, in two religious blocks, okay? One of them, the Protestants, okay, and the other one, the Catholics, okay? There was intolerance between the two blocks. There were frequent wars between Catholics and Protestants. They are always fighting, okay? In Spain, they created the Inquisition. The Inquisition is something that persecuted, this means perseguir, okay, those who did not follow the Catholic doctrine. La Inquisición en España perseguía a todo aquel que no siguiera la doctrina católica, perseguía a protestantes y también a gente de otras religiones, okay? Because the official religion in Spain was the Catholic, traditional Catholic religion. Okay? Okay, so this is the end. I know this has been very long, okay? Sé que este ha sido un poquito más largo, ¿vale? Y trataremos de explicarlo también en clase en los meets, ¿de acuerdo? Si tenéis dudas, ¿ok? Muy bien, hasta luego.